Good evening. Hi, Capricorn. Hey, everybody. I'm doing a reading. In essence, it's like a who's coming towards you. I just labeled it who are they, just to define what's that energy that's entering your life, whether it's this month, in a few months, sometime this year. Hopefully, someone is entering your life. So let's draw some tarot right away. I have a makeshift deck and oracle cards, but I'm starting with the tarot. So 7 of Cups in reverse. Zoning in, focusing on one option. You're the option in this case. Okay, a big pile turns, like a big pile. I'm going to take it. And we're going to leave the 7 of Cups on the side because it came out separately. Okay, let's take a look at this. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse, the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Wands in reverse, followed by the Hangman, the 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Coins in reverse, the 9 of Wands in reverse, and Justice. So the first thing that strikes me are obviously the 3 9s, okay? So it's a 999 situation. It's an ending, I guess. Definitely a new transition. Or I should say transition towards the new, but you're in the middle phase, right? You're transitioning. Now, I'm not surprised to see the Hangman anymore. Okay, so Justice is in reverse. I want to point that out. Something feels unfair. The 3 9s are in reverse as well. So it's like the 999 becomes 666 when you think about it. So it points to you being very worried, probably spinning a lot, right, with your thoughts. Or I should say your thoughts are spinning in your mind. So the other thing that is really, really striking is that we also have 3 7s, okay? So the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. So we also have a case of 777 on this reading. So that would be the new beginning. 777 is not only a new beginning. It's like not the essence of the message, but it fits well with a 999. It's almost like a luminous and a dark like light and dark kind of energies. So you'll be feeling bittersweet. You'll experience something difficult alongside, absolutely simultaneously, with something that you'll feel is beneficial, probably timely, and somehow spiritually guided. The only thing, you will find it unfair. You will find the situation extremely difficult in that regard, right? Your reflex, so there's a couple of messages I want to say for you first because of those numbers, right? 999, 777. So I'm going to come back to this person, but I do want to say something about as you feel things are unfair and you find it really, really difficult, especially like the 999 situation, no matter what that is for you, it'll be different for everyone. So think about what you are experiencing in the moment that you feel is a transition, that you feel something is ending, something that hasn't started yet. You feel it's significant. There are huge shifts astrologically. So a lot of people could be feeling this, but you particularly because of the numbers. So your reflex, it's almost like you're the way you'll cope somehow is you'll wish to, I guess, I have a French verb. That's why I'm taking a second or two to actually find the English translation, and I can't. In French, we say figé. It means it's like frozen, if you want, like stuck in time, or just like. So I don't mean to say that you'll stay stuck. I think, on the contrary, you put yourself in this position on purpose as a protection mechanism, maybe just as a place, as a, it's both a position, right? And it's also so a location. I feel that you are going to stay stationary. You feel it's important to stay in one place. I think that you really want to analyze things, or without even consciously, necessarily intellectually analyze things. I think you want to meditate on things, on the whole situation at large. And it is, I think, probably, at least for you, it might be the solution, right? It might be the only way that you're able to cope. So around you, so the person or what's coming, right? So it doesn't feel like a person, so which is interesting, but how can I say this? 999, 777 for me describe a situation much more than the characteristics of the person. So your reading is different than the other signs that I've done. So the situation originates from this person, right? Your interaction with them, your relationship with them, your history with them. I feel in this case, you know this person because of this ending, moving into a new beginning, or at least a new phase for you. This is someone that you know. The situation would have been like really difficult because of the Seven of Swords. So no wonder you felt, or, you know, sensed it to be, so of course unfair, but it's a little more, there's something else about being unfair, like the betrayal part maybe. I think it's also, I don't know, it's a mix between betrayal and being blindsided. So that's what it is. It's probably that aspect of covertness. I think that's definitely the most difficult aspect that you've dealt with when it comes to this situation that originates from the relationship that you have. So all the minors are in reverse except for that Seven of Swords. So, you know, the Nine of Cups of obviously, like, there's like a tiny little bit of joy left in you, of course. Like, I don't think you're fully, totally like extinguished, like your light, your fire. But it's very difficult to find, you know, things that make you just smile naturally, or maybe laugh out loud. You know, you might be a little more morose, nostalgic. You could be also sad. And feel probably alone. It's not so visible through the cards, although we do have the Nine of Wands. There's like, you know, there's a lot of feeling down and feeling bad about oneself, right? So part of it could be a little bit like self-pity, a little bit. I have to call you out somehow a little bit. But most of it is absolutely, how can I say, justified. somehow, because it was very, very difficult. And you sort of take it on you as if you were guilty of, or you might feel guilty, might not, but if you do feel guilty, it's quite a possibility. But you kind of, whatever feeling really it is, what you're doing is turning it against you, I guess. The negativity of this, right? So because all the nines are in reverse, so there's a lot of um, internalization of the experience. So turning it inward, and also almost like the coulda, woulda, shouldas, like all the things that you feel you did wrong, mostly. It's a difficult situation somehow, because I mean, I think you were, at least in your experience, I think you were treated unfairly or poorly. So I'm also sensing on the two other sevens, the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Wands here. I'm sensing there's somewhat of it's like a decision, okay, but it's not really like a rational decision. It's like a stance. It's also so like positioning yourself, which was also the reflex that you had when you hung up yourself, right? Stopped yourself. Um, the way it feels like you just really needed to block the world out, because there was something very important happening to you, and that was the only way you could protect yourself. So maybe from the outside looking at you, going through this time out, obviously that could have felt covert to the person, right? The other person, they could have absolutely had the impression that you didn't give a F, and that whatever you weren't, whatever they could have thought, but it was really not what you were going through. You see how the two energies are different. It looks like this, covert and slippery, and maybe for you, I really think this is especially the Hangman in this reading is, and the two majors are really your energy, mainly on how you felt and how you reacted. Very important here. So the sevens, the two other sevens, they're like, you blame yourself a lot, okay? So it's like, I don't know, the word decision I had, it's more like I mean, obviously you're not deciding to blame yourself, right? It's almost like a default mechanism inside of you that you're going to point the finger at you first. Especially when you're in a moment where you're thinking back at it, right? Because you're going to want to understand what happened and what went wrong, or etc., right? So the first place to start is usually with oneself, because you know what you did, you know what you said. So I, at least in my experience, oftentimes we'll think about things that we've done first. But that's my opinion. It might not always be true, right? So the decision part, I don't know, I'm insisting on this because it's almost like, I know you're not deciding, but it's a very strong thing that you do, like meaning that it's a difficult habit to break, not to default to the way you operate. So, you know, maybe separating yourself, stopping yourself, muting yourself, maybe with the hangman. I don't think he's very talkative. It's not the high priestess, but you know. Let me see what I can pick up on the person per se. Because they're not showing, they're not being represented here. So what happens is I don't get much info on necessarily how they feel or what they do. But I do think they did perceive this to be a situation. I think, to be fair, I think both of you felt the situation was unfair. I'm pretty sure maybe the 2 sevens outside of the 7 of swords, right? Maybe the 2 sevens are each your positions, right? I kept insisting on stance, position. Like there's something about where you plant your feet. You know, in opposition to not planting them, but hanging by your feet. So it's just it's a, for me, it's just a fun thought. Okay, I'll draw a makeshift card. Okay. What I'll do is I needed to rearrange the cards before I draw this. I can show you what I did. Look. So I put the first three, the 3 sevens together. They didn't necessarily come out together, right? But I am putting them together. And under I have the 3 nines. And then I have the 2 major arcanas. So I would like to draw firstly one card. Well, I'm probably only going to draw one, but I would like to draw it on the Justice card, right? I think it also points to the resolution. So here's the card. And look, it's forgive. Oh my God, I'm so amazed at that word for that card. The fact that I'm drawing it on the Justice. It's exactly what I was saying. I wanted a card that points to what's the resolution, what could make things right, or at least, you know, make everybody feel better in this situation. Because, you know, I don't think that 3 sevens belong to one person and the 3 nines to the other. I really think it's in your reading, Capricorn, compared to the other ones. This is a combined energy. It doesn't, unfortunately, just doesn't describe only the person that's coming towards you. It puts you in the mix. Because I feel you're mirroring yourselves, mirroring each other, sorry, and experiencing the same kind of feelings, or having I guess, less of a positive experience around it. You're both feeling the same way. So forgive. That's amazing. I'm going to draw a card on the 7 of Swords. The reason I'm choosing to do that is that's the only minor that's upright. And I'm curious to know why the covertness, like why so, why was everything done like in everybody's back, or, you know, the 7 of Swords energy. It's always like when you're not looking, or I don't know, just shady. But, you know, although it's a negative connotation, I also want to point out that it's like, I don't think it was necessarily out of being mean. Because overall, the Seven of Swords is more of a thief than let's say, a murderer. Those are only examples. I'm only just trying to make a point here. Please don't take me seriously about the choice of words. I'm really just emphasizing the fact that it shouldn't be so negative. It's just to put it like really differently, right? And like almost outside of tarot, it's like saying this is an indirect conversation. This is a conversation that doesn't occur between two people standing in front of each other, like telling each other things. This is like a conversation that happens with many screens in between, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like with obstacles in between, or people in between, or like, so our telephone phenomenon could come into play. Like everything that is less desirable in terms of communication, maybe. Anyway, forgive. So I'm gonna pull on the Seven of Swords. That was my intention. I would like to see, really. I didn't see the card. It went back, and then one card fell, another one. Okay, toggle. I don't know. I pulled this on purpose on the Seven of Swords, right? So I don't know, toggle for me means like when you switch from one thing to another, right? So I get I see you, no, you see me, you don't see me. Toggle from one, you see me, and then you toggle back to you don't see me, because of the energy of the Seven of Swords. I'm here, I'm not. Anyway, I think the best and the best way was to tell you about the communication. It describes best this energy, because I don't think there was like real hurt done, like physical harm and all of that crap. I think it's just like really absolutely 1000% psychological and emotional, and that it was just really bad communication, just indirect communication that just never yielded, that could never produce the right results. It's just impossible because it's done in that way. especially if you're trying to fix it, okay? It can't work. I mean, you can't communicate and try to fix something, or at least, so that would, I think, would be almost impossible. Not to say that it would be impossible, but most likely impossible. And maybe ultimately, the only thing could be to just forgive for yourself, right? Maybe not even have the conversation. I don't know if you'll be able to. It's interesting. Toggle is like also like in a conversation, I speak, you listen, and then we switch, right? Then after I've said my piece or finished my sentence, then you get to answer, right? Or I'm just explaining the toggle could be the conversation itself. It makes a lot of sense here. Anyways, let's draw an oracle card out of this. It's a light workers deck or something like that. Uh-oh, I have to get the card that fell. Give me a sec. Okay. That's so funny. It's funny because it's yes, just say yes. But maybe the yes is, it's not a maybe. For me, it's definite. It's about forgiveness. Yes, forgive. Yes, it's the solution. Yes, maybe toggle, maybe conversate, but not indirectly, right? If you're gonna work out a solution, it doesn't matter what the resolution is. If you want to feel good, and if you don't get to have the conversation, then you can just forgive. And if you have the conversation, then be open to listen. That'd be nice. And say yes. Just be open. Just be open. Anyway, 777, 999, look those up. You'll get more, because I don't know all of those messages per se, like offhand like that. So, I mean, usually I say I hope something resonated in here for you. So, I mean, I kind of do, because I hope the reading speaks to you. But at the same time, I kind of don't wish this situation on you. Feels a little difficult. But a silver lining, the forgiveness. It's always as a mini share, like, obviously we all have had to forgive in one's life, right? It's like the hardest thing and the easiest thing to do. It's the most, I don't know anything in life that is both so difficult and so easy at the same time. And that produces amazing results. But it's not an obvious thing. So that's my experience on forgiveness. So maybe you want to share what you've experienced in terms of forgiveness or how you perceive it to be. So good night. I'll see you soon. On your way out, you can like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.